welcome to Young Kizzy, the one YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button down below and turn on the bell icon. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section.
This is somebody that stood there for me. Unlike our Musawa Idavina Makebizura, Tio Makebizuru. No. Forget it. Ine Natasha, I want to people who have stood with me. I thank them. I appreciate them. And I never forget. I never forget people that have done things for me. I never forget. So even some of you who help me here and there, you can be rest assured I will never forget you. And I will never, just throw you out. No. So, in this regard, I am starting by telling you that Brandon is my friend and I appreciate him like that. But at the same time, I need to be objective. I need to be honest. Okay? These things are happening in the public. And sometimes you people may not have what is in the background. You may not know what is in the background. And now, if I know what is in the background, and I see Brandon coming out the way he did, I mean, I need to be fair. Here I'm trying to be fair to President Hakainde Hichilema. Because most of the times when something happens, we put it on President Hakainde Hichilema. Hey, President Hakainde Hichilema, President Hakainde Hichilema. Even when President Hakainde Hichilema doesn't know. And so tonight, why I'm bringing this, discussing it in public, it is not to embarrass my friend. It is not to forget how helpful he has been. No, it is trying to be fair between the two. This one is saying this, and I don't expect that, you don't expect that Hakainde Hichilema, will come up and say whatever. But in the meantime, you people, you'll be judging Hakainde Hichilema. You will be judging Hakainde Hichilema. And I'm trying to be fair. Now, again, when I speak, I'm trying to be fair to President Hakainde Hichilema. You will run up and you start lifting your hands and saying, hey, but you are outside. That's why you are outside. You are in exile because of Hakainde Hichilema. Look, I operate differently. The situation of my exile is another issue. Here we are talking about Brian Mundubile and Hakainde Hichilema. And why am I emphasizing Hakainde Hichilema? Because Brian Mundubile is the one that has started throwing stones on Hakainde Hichilema. He has started throwing stones on Hakainde Hichilema, accusing Hakainde Hichilema. Now, much as because I'm in exile, I should just keep quiet. No, because Hakainde Hichilema. So even if Hakainde Hichilema is being accused unjustly, where Hakainde Hichilema has even done something good and yet is being accused, I should just keep quiet because I am out in exile. I don't think that is fair. I don't think that is good. I believe in doing what is right, what is just. And in this instance, I want to tell you that I have got a bit of information. I've got a bit of a background on what really happened, what transpired, which led to Brian Mundubile, being stopped at the airport for some interrogation, and later on being taken to IBEX, and how he was released this morning. And I want you to know that, firstly, actually, Hakainde Hichilema didn't even know about this instance. Because this incident actually was not planned that Brian Mundubile was going to be detained yesterday. No. Basically, what happened was that Brian Mundubile, checked in as somebody who wanted to travel out of the country. And as a routine of people who are politically exposed, those of you who want to join politics, and those of you who are in politics, you need to understand that once you become politically exposed, you become a person of interest to the security wings. Everywhere in the world, everywhere, it is not just in Zambia. When you are politically exposed individual, life is not so straightforward. You do not go through or access certain things just like that. In certain instances, even if you are a businessman, when you are politically exposed, you need to declare some interest. You need to declare some interest. Life is not just the same when you become politically exposed. And of course, those who are next to just ordinary citizens, I mean, they may not be subjected to the same kind of scrutiny, you know. So some of these to my small politicians, because some of you say, hey, but what about this one? Hey, but what about this one? What about this one? It depends on your influence in your politics. At what level are you? Can you influence things? It takes a bit of time. You need to show something before you are really considered in that class of politically exposed people. So anyway, in this instance, I mean, for example, I mean, you have seen many politicians, when they pita pa airport, ama security sensors yaladila. You will be in a queue with a politician. The moment wafika, you reach, let's say, immigration, the moment you give your passport, they will attend to you, but whoever has attended to you will make sure that he gets clearance. You get clearance for you to go. Forever politician wakalamba, we don't just pass through airports, no. Even in other countries, when you go, you arrive in another country, if they know you, they will check. They will have an extra check than the next person. Other people, they will just pass. But you who is politically exposed, they will check. They want to find out more. Welcome, sir. How long are you going to be in our country? Where are you going? Where are you going to stay? They will ask you these questions because you are politically exposed. So it is the same thing which happened yesterday. Brian Munduwire, when he passed through the airport, some security wings were notified to have him cleared. But before he could leave, these security wings were told, no, find out where is he going. And that's how Munduwire was pulled aside and they started asking him questions. But unfortunately, sometimes when you are talking to the security wings, the way you respond to questions when they are asking you, you can either allow them or you can make them suspicious. Depending on how you are talking, just how you are talking, they'll be like, what's going on here? What's going on here? When you are being defensive, sir, how are you? Yes, I'm fine. Hey, what's your problem? No, sir, I'm just asking you, I just wanted to have a chat with you. I wanted to find out where are you going. No, I mean, why are you asking me? What? I'm a citizen. Am I not free to move? You see, when you pick up such an attitude, now this junior officer who is talking to you is like, why is he behaving like this? Why is he jittery? In that case, he will want other senior police officers or other relevant security wings to come in and question you because of just the way you are responding, because of the way you are agitated yourself. You become jittery, you become anxious. Why are you anxious? You will cause now this guy to call another person or to even remove you if ingani mulaini ana kufumiapo na mulaini. No, tieni ku office. Come to the office. And we see these things happening everywhere. You go into that office, I mean, they might now start asking, looking for people that are better suited to interview you. This is what happened with Mundubile. When they approached him, I'm told the way he was coming out made them a little bit suspicious. And that's how they ended up, no, let's go to the office. In the office there now, they had to call in other security wings. The moment Mundubile was told to wait so that other people who are more relevant can interview him, Mundubile alerted his people, have been detained. And boy, oh boy, didn't they hear that and swing in action? Already they started, ama buses started going now, kuna nikani ku airport. Ama suti, vambo kufika ku airport. Those who were supposed to interview Mundubile, the relevant security wing that was called in to interview Mundubile, before they could actually interview Mundubile, these other people, they were there. And they started making now their own assertion, their own assertions. Hey, why is he here? Hey, why are you holding him? Hey, what? Pakaba. Those officers who were coming to the airport to talk to Mundubile, by the time they were arriving, ninshikuliana ku airport, awa na chinya no kunye na ruisha na runya no whatever na chisha no mwana. It was no, you know, such that it was difficult for the police now to actually engage with him properly, to do their what was supposed to be an ordinary interrogation, ordinary interview. It now became into something else. Others were even posting, hey, he has been arrested. Well, it was all over. From there, the police said, I mean, we can't operate here. How are we going to work? That's how they took him now. Police station thinking, if they go to IBEX, they will have an opportunity to interact with him. Unfortunately, you saw my video. People were busy taking videos. People were busy shouting at the police. You know, it was just chaotic. It was chaotic. And the police could not do anything. At the end of the day, when they reached there now, at the end of the day, other issues came up. Because you might be wondering to say, hey, but why didn't they send a summon? It was not, Brandmund was not intended to be arrested yesterday. It was just going to be a usual routine check of somebody that is politically exposed. But unfortunately, because of the commotion that they caused, the chaos that they brought, they ended up at the police. And at the police, of course, other issues came in. And if you like, I can put it this way now. The other issues came up, and one of those issues that came up was the issue of Munyaule. The issue of Munyaule came up. That is how the issue of Munyaule came up. Munyaule, under which he has been charged. Now, when that issue came up, they were now to say they wanted to keep Mundubile, Muma Seos, and they wanted to arrest the co-accused, who in this case, because it is in the statement of the police, who in this case is Chandanonde. So they wanted to arrest to bring Chandanonde, so that they can go to police together. They can go to court together next week. So the intentions of the police was that, okay, now we have Mundubile, and we have had this case, so let's also get Chandanonde, so that next week, on Tuesday, we take them to court. That was the issue. Now, these things unfolded like this. I don't think Wakapokola, they would have arrested Brian Mundubile on this issue of Munyaule. I think what messed up all this is because of the attitude that Brian Mundubile and his people put up. You see, when you put the Wakapokola, in the corner, when you put Wakapokola in the corner, when you challenge Wakapokola, when you behave like you know better than the police, you know better than the security wings, you become contemptuous, you become arrogant, you start ridiculing the police. The police, in some cases, they are forced to bring out some of these cases. And again, this is not peculiar to Zambia or unique to Zambia. It happens everywhere. You find that a traffic offense, a police stops you by the roadside. Turatambe, if movie, news, we watch this. A police, because of you are speeding, the police officer stops you, asks you a question, and the next thing you are being arrogant and kirikiti. What do? They go and start checking my records. And when they find that, there is more. Nishiria shiria kosa. Area shiria wa mundubire. Iriria ngataria kosa no kosa. But because of the way they conducted themselves, it forced now other police interests, other issues to come in. The Munyaule issue came in. And thereby say, oh, okay. It is all because of the way they conducted themselves. Now, so they wanted to keep him. Munduvile would have been Muma cells, Panondela and Munduvile would have been in my cells. Ndelo, Milo, Pasande, Mande. They were talking about taking him to court on Tuesday. After Waikata Chandanonde. That was the plan. Now, for me, when I heard Brian Mundubile has been arrested, and as Brian Mundubile, as my friend, I was making phone calls. I was trying to find out what is going on. That is how somebody from the police informed me, narrated to me what happened. He narrated to me what happened, and he told me, advise your friends that we are not here to victimize anyone. We are just doing our job. But this attitude that they like, whenever we send them a call out, they go on social media. Hey, the police have called me, whatever, and the people start making assumptions, people start ridiculing us. It is not good. They hinder our job. We just want to do our job. So I advised them. And he told me of what happened to Kuli Mundubile. And later on he told me, we are releasing him actually. We are releasing him. And he said right now he's actually in the process of being released. He's going out. That is how I gave you that narrative where I said, Brian Mundubile has been released. And I gave you this narrative, which I was told by this senior officer. This senior officer narrated to me what happened, and I updated you on that. I didn't know what was happening in the background. I just got what this officer told me and narrated the story of how his arrest came about. And he told me he is being released as we speak. And I narrated to you, he has been released. And I told you what happened. So, but unfortunately, what happened, I don't know if I should say unfortunately, but whilst I was telling you this, later on, I came to learn, because when Mundubile was released, immediately he issued a statement. And when he issued a statement, what came out more prominent was his attack on President Hakainde Hichilema, daring President Hakainde Hichilema. Therefore, Hakainde Ichilema Yeshive, Ina Nchitina, Nshakwata Omwenso. If you watch the boy, if you watch the boy, why they tell you that? Why they tell you that? That came out prominent. And when it came out prominent, this person that I was talking to earlier called me back and said, look, this person, he has come out, and have you heard what he's saying? I said, I haven't seen his statement. He said, no. Right now, check online. Check online. And he sent me a link. One of the links, he sent me a link. And I listened to it and I was disappointed. But anyway, he told me now, he later now narrated how Brian Mundubile was released. This person now narrated to me to say, actually, this president, this Hakainde Hichilema, Brian Mundubile is accusing, is the one that prevailed over us. Mungu mfuikishe. Ndelanda, I'm even choosing words very carefully. He prevailed over the police. Because apparently, in the morning, that is when Hakainde Hichilema learned about this. Of course, maybe he heard it in the news or whatever. But there are those reports which are given to the president in the morning. And when President Hakainde Hichilema received that report, he asked the police to say, why are you still holding him? Why are you still holding him? Then the police said, now when the president puts you on the spot, of course, you need to come up with something substantive. I'm sure whoever was answering, that's how he came up to say, no, we are holding him because of the Munyaule case. Which, from my thinking, it was not really the issue. It was not really the issue. But now, the president is asking, why are you keeping this man? Of course, they had to say something. Munyaule uyumuntu. Munyaule is the one who was sponsoring Munyaule. You see how things got escalated? The president didn't know about it. When the president came to know about it, he inquires, why are you keeping this person? Of course, you think the police would say, no, he was just being arrogant, so Tamulonga Chabe. No, they had to come up with something. And that's how they spoke about, we are keeping him because of Munyaule. But what is this about Munyaule? No, there was a page, and this page was being run by Chandanonde. And we arrested Chandanonde, and we released Chandanonde. But Brian Mundubile, we didn't arrest him. Now we are ready. You see, I'm thinking it is because of the pressure that they had from the president asking them, what have you done? What is this? Now, because they are under pressure now, they need to come out. They need to show that, no, there is actually Kamuland work. There is a case here. And this is why we are holding him. And we want to take him to court next week. That is when the president said, if you have investigated and now you are ready to take him to court, arrest him and let him go home. And then bring that Chandanonde. Then take them to court. The police said, no, but sir, we want to take them together. We want Chandanonde, but Chandanonde, we haven't found him. We don't know where Chandanonde is. And the president told them, so you don't know where Chandanonde is, and you want to take them to court together. What if you don't find him? Then what happens? So basically, in that back and forth, the president prevailed on them to say, let the man go. If you are taking him to court, give him bond, then he can go to court from home. The president prevailed over Wakapokola. And boom, Mundubile is just coming out. He start lashing on Hakainde Hichilema. And this is what we usually do. Everything. Now, I've given you a story here of what happened in the background. What somebody narrated to me on how this man was released. Hakainde Hichilema saw the report. What is happening? Why are you keeping this man? The police had to defend themselves. They brought out the issue of Munyaule. And you remember the issue of Munyaule was hot. You remember the issue of Munyaule. Remember that issue of Munyaule came out even in parliament. You remember the statement of Jack Mwimbu. You remember the statement of Jack Mwimbu. He said, some of you are talking too much here. And yet you know. And yet you are sponsoring. You know. So it is a case that has been there a long time. But pretty much because of the way Brian Mundubile conducted himself. And the police, you know, they had to come up with something. And that's how he has been charged. But of course, they are not coming up to something. It's not that they are fabricating. It is because there was this Kamulandu which was lying around, on which Brian, for some reasons, they didn't act on it yet. And because of the conduct of the people that were there, they ended up forcing the police now to say, I think, let's deal with this. Now, basically on this, there are some takeaways. There are some takeaways that we can pick. Number one, this issue of always pointing at the president, Hakainde Hichilema. I know, even me, I may be guilty of this. But you know, we learn from mistakes. And when you learn from your mistake, you don't continue on the same trajectory. Neither should you be scared to talk about it. Just because you committed the same mistake, then you don't want to talk about it. Or you want to justify it. No. Much as I may have done the same thing, I am here and now telling you it is not a good way. It does not help us. It just exacerbates situations. So, number one, now, the police are now like, you see, the president told us to release him. Now, look, have you seen now what he's saying? Have you seen what he's saying? Now, imagine, next time Brian Mundubile would be in problems. Are you sure Hakainde Hichilema will intervene? Yeah? Next time Brian Mundubile will be in problems. Do you think Hakainde Hichilema is going to intervene? Do you think Hakainde Hichilema is going to intervene? He will not. And you know, this thing does not end on Brian Mundubile. It also goes to other politicians. Because another person will be arrested. And the president will just watch back. You know, will just watch back to say, let the police do their job. Because at the end of the day, I intervene and these the same people, tomorrow they will be insulting me. You see how things work out bad. And then, this issue again, yes, Brian Mundubile is aspiring for presidency. But this issue of daring the sitting president is not good. Even Brian himself, if he was president, I don't think he would entertain it. I don't think he would like it. If people are going to dare him, if I'm going to dare him, what are you saying? What are you saying? The president, the sitting president, what are you saying? And yet you're saying that, and yet this is the man that actually secured your release. He's the one that secured your release. Mundubile would have been inside today. If in them they are far-fetched, no, they are real. Mundubile was not going to be released today. They were going to keep him, and they wanted to bring in Chandanonde and then take them to court. That's what they wanted. He would have been in, Leronpa Friday would have been in. He would have been in on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That is when they were going to be taking fouls. If they would have gotten Chandanonde. And I'm sure Chandanonde, when he heard that Brian Mundubile I'm sure Arishe Tolushishi. So it would have been even difficult to get him. And he would have been there. And he would have been saying, you see. But the man stepped in, the president stepped in to say, let the man go. Let the man go. And he was released in the morning. That's why you saw him being released in the morning. When do you see people being released early in the morning? When do you see? But he comes out and he starts daring the president Ichirem. What will happen next? So this is basically the issue. And I think there is something that we need to learn as politicians, that, we can be opposition and yet contributing to the development of the country. We shouldn't be in this mode of distraction for us to come and build. We want to make things look so bad. We want to destroy whatever is there. We want to destroy. We want to demonize the one that is in State House so that we can go there. No, but I think there is a better way. There is a better way where you show what you are capable of doing so that people can be able to say, no, I think this person can do this. Other than always using, the negative.
Oh my goodness.